Hello everyone, I'm TheSource, and joining me is my good friend InVerum, and welcome to Can We End the Game Now, where we're going to talk about ending the game in Here's the Storm, which can be a little bit more difficult than people tend to think.
It's a concept that players from the earliest of games all the way up to the pro level do sometimes tend to struggle with, but we can break it down by asking a few simple questions. The first one is, should I even look to end? Take a look at that mini-map. Where are your opponents? Do you have a direct line to the core? Is there a keep down? And of course you have to look at probably the most crucial factor, what time is it? How late into this game are we, and are the death timers going to be a factor?
The next question is, should you be trying to end the game? How many of your opponents are dead? Is that a fight you can even win? If you take said fight, are you going to be giving up a huge lead if they manage to wipe you on core? And is there a less risky objective you could look to take on the map to give yourself an advantage for an end later in the game? So let's take a look at a clip we have here from earlier in Heroes of the Dorm between UOIT and Carleton, where we're going to see a failed core attempt. It didn't really end up going their way. We see the members of UOIT, they seem to have advantage. They've got their heroics, they're pushing in with a boss, but things are not going to continue to go smoothly.
Yeah, we look here, Carleton, it's still pretty early. It's only 7 minutes into the game, and UOIT, while it looks like they're getting some solid takedowns here, they're pressuring in, gonna look to get that gray main. They're focusing a lot on securing those kills, while the core, while it's under threat, is not taking that much damage. They're really spreading themselves out, going for these kills, but at the same time, they're stacking for those core shots. Of course, the core does do splash damage.
You also have to consider the death timers here. The members of Carleton are starting to come back up. That Zuljin, who was gone before the fight even started, is now here. Greymane will be up in 3 seconds. They're going to be able to have their Rainer back as well, and things slowly start to turn against the members of UOIT because they just stayed too long and it was too early in the game to be able to end.
Well, this, raises some additional questions here when pushing in onto the core. Do I have the damage to take it down at this stage in the game? Of course, level scaling is hugely important. Do we have the health bars? What is the mana like on our support? Can they keep us up? And of course, you have to look at the death timers. Is it still early? Because of course, as we get later into the game, those death timers get longer and longer. But as we saw in that early game fight, they were able to come back very quickly to defend.
So let's take a look at our second clip. This one is going to be a successful core end at a pretty early stage in the game. It's very difficult to be able to make this snap decision, and it's a question for a lot of competitive teams. Can we do this? We're going to see the members of NC State setting up here up against Pitt. They have the Zerg wave, but the Zerg wave isn't going to end up being that strong. If you take a look, it's only at about 11,000% health. The Ragnaros comes in, they managed to start putting on significant pressure. There's no pick yet, but the members from NC State still know they have enough of an advantage when it comes to having some siege, as well as having the experience and level advantage.
And some smart positioning here. The Warriors taking the brunt of this additional damage, and watch them focusing the core, but they're playing it smart. The DPS is in the back. They're only turning on the opposing team of Pitt when they have to. They're getting those key takedowns, but they're doing it quickly and then instantly turning that focus back again to that core. They're coordinated, they're together.
The other advantage they have is those backline Zerg. They're getting in that additional range damage, but they don't necessarily decide to rely on them. They're able to take the fight, spread things out, and only at the end are they actually grouped up on the core taking any damage when things are basically already won.
Yeah, and they're definitely looking to focus that core. They're securing takedowns when they can, but they're really putting the pressure in to get those final shots, to get that takedown. And of course, at that early stage in the game, they're at the point where even if they lose, even if they wipe, they're not going to be at a huge disadvantage because they were so far ahead in structures.
Exactly. Also up those 3 levels, at minimum, you're going to equalize. We want to thank you guys for joining us for Can We End the Game Now. Make sure you guys put comments down below to decide what you think we should talk about the next time we get a chance to bring a little bit of insight and knowledge, hopefully some awesome games in Heroes of the Storm, and we'll see you guys next time.